A bridge in the moonlight. Hello friends. Before I share this dream, I want to remind you, if you like what I do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and hit the bell. That way, you definitely won't miss new stories, and my dreams will find their way to your screens. And now, to the dream itself. That night, I dreamed of a bridge. It was not ordinary. It was shimmering with moonlight, as if carved from silver and light. The bridge floated above the calm surface of a vast lake that stretched all the way to the horizon. The water didn't ripple or splash. It was still, like a mirror, reflecting the stars so clearly that it was impossible to tell where the sky ended and the water began. I stood alone on that bridge. Moonlight streamed along the railings, making them look like delicate threads of spiderweb, sparkling with every step I took. In the distance, on the opposite side of the bridge, I saw a Gatian arch of white stone bathed in silvery light. It seemed far away, yet at the same time close, as if the distance to it shifted the moment I looked away. I took my first step, and the bridge beneath me gently trembled, as if responding to my movement. I walked slowly, feeling each step echo through the silvery surface beneath my feet. It seemed as if the bridge was breathing. With every step, the light shimmered more intensely, as if it was coming alive in response to my presence. I approached the arch and saw that beyond it was mist. It was dense, glowing from within, as if all the moonlight had gathered there, creating an entire lake, an entire sea of radiance. I paused for a moment, wondering whether I should step forward. But something inside urged me to keep going. I stepped into the mist, and everything around me was enveloped in a soft white light. The sounds disappeared, space stretched out, as if time had lost all meaning. I didn't know how long I had spent there, a second, or an eternity. When I emerged from the mist, I was standing on the other shore. The moonlit bridge behind me was slowly fading away, as if dissolving into the night. All around me was a forest dense, tall, and the air was filled with the scent of pines and the freshness of the night. I looked back at the place where the bridge had been just a moment before, and realized there was no way back. When I woke up, it felt as if I had truly been to another world. That bridge of moonlight wouldn't leave my mind. I realized that this was not just an image. It was a symbol of transition not in space, but within myself. A bridge is always a movement from one state to another. It connects shores that would otherwise be impossible to cross. I felt that this bridge had led me from my familiar understanding of myself to something new. I remembered the surface of the lake, so smooth and still that it seemed like a mirror. It was not just water, it was a reflection of my unconscious. I looked into it, and in the reflection I saw stars, the sky something vast and infinite. I realized that this bridge was not simply leading me forward. It was carrying me over the deepest layers of my psyche, over those waters I might have been afraid to look into before. It was like walking among my own shadows, but without fear, calmly and confidently. When I approached the arch of white stone, it didn't feel like just a passage. It was a threshold into a new phase of my understanding, as if I was standing before a symbolic door, behind which was not just another room, but another version of myself. I knew that by stepping through this arch, I would leave something behind. Perhaps it was old ideas about myself, familiar thoughts, habitual patterns of behavior. Beyond the arch, there was mist. It glowed from within, and I realized that this was not just mist, but a transitional space. A place where the old me disappears, dissolving in this gentle light. It was a state where there was no time or space, where everything I knew about myself fell apart in order to take on a new form. I didn't know how long I stayed there, a moment or an eternity, but it didn't matter. There, I was simply pure awareness, free from old forms. When I emerged from that light, the bridge behind me had disappeared. I realized there was no way back. And that didn't frighten me. On the contrary, it brought a sense of liberation. I no longer belonged to the shore I had come from. I stopped clinging to the familiar, to the known, to what used to define me. In front of me stood a living forest, dense and filled with the scent of pines. And I realized that this forest was the new space of my soul. It is a symbol of new possibilities, a new life, a new strength. I crossed the bridge, leaving the old behind me to enter this living, breathing space. It wasn't just a dream, it was an initiation, a transition to a new level of self-understanding. I realized that in the dream, I had undergone a psychic rite of passage. I didn't just see something new, I became this new thing. Now I stand on the other shore, and the old fears, the old doubts have been left there, beyond the mirror-like surface. The bridge has disappeared, and I know I will not go back, because ahead lies a new space, a new forest, and I am ready to explore it. I woke up with the feeling that I had crossed something important, as if I had opened the door I had long been searching for. Maybe it was just an illusion of a dream, but then why do I feel that something has changed? If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell. And in the comments, share what bridges you have had to cross in your dreams. Write in, let's think about it together.